What's up guys, Houndish here, and today we're jumping in with a Season of the Wish news video. And so in this one, with the season having just launched, firstly, we get a handful of updates from Bungie. So they talk about some known issues, some new bugs that have been discovered, but also some missing patch notes. We get word on how to acquire the crafting emblem, and a couple of other words from Bungie, but then we talk about a glitch that allows players to use the vault pretty much anywhere in the game. It's actually kind of a useful one. And we'll talk about some hidden collectibles in Season of the Wish content, as well as the upcoming exotic mission this season, which we actually have a date for now as well. So we've got some extra details on a hidden exotic, and then some items from the new dungeon, Warlord's Ruin. Plus there are a couple of other things to round up inside of the video. So as always guys, I hope you enjoy this one, and if you do, be sure to get subscribed so I can keep you posted with more Destiny content. But without further delay, let's get into it. And so I hope you guys are enjoying the beginning of Season of the Wish right here. Give us your thoughts so far on the content we've had, but we do get a few Bungie updates here, and initially Bungie helped say that we're actively working on a fix for an issue where rewards are not consistently dropping for players completing the Riven's Lair and the Coil seasonal activities, and more info will be provided when available. And so it appears to be a bug affecting the consistency of drop rates from loot. I was kind of curious about that, as we'd had runs where nothing seemed to drop, so obviously a bit of a bug right there, and hopefully it's one that we'll have an update on soon. Next up though, the Destiny 2 team also shared there's one more buff to Celestial Nighthawk that we didn't mention in last week's preview, and that's increased Golden Gun impact by 25%. So on top of the other changes to Celestial Nighthawk, just be sure to factor that one in when you're looking at the patch notes. Of course, a whole bunch of exotics and abilities have been tuned this season, so we're on a bit of a voyage of discovery in terms of what is good and what has been absolutely nerfed into the ground. On a separate note though, the Destiny 2 team also said to remember a time when spicy crafting weapon combinations caused chaos. Players who were active between September 15th and September 21st have been sent a special emblem to commemorate the moment in D2 history, and so the crafting emblem can now be unlocked under Collections, Flare, Emblems, and General. But of course you need to have signed in between those dates in order to be eligible to unlock it. Nonetheless, cool to get it in the game now. And something else here worth mentioning, separate to the brand new content itself, but Destiny Bulletin shared that you can now access your vault from anywhere in the game. That includes raids, dungeons, Crucible, and Gambit, but it would appear you have to be a solo player or fireteam leader. In order to do it though, when you're in an activity, if you open the director and go to launch a different activity, when that launch screen comes up on PC you can press S, and I believe on controller it's the down button on the D-pad, and it will automatically open the vault inside of that activity. As far as we know, this isn't intended functionality, as the vault is only meant to be accessible from orbit, so maybe this is a feature that Bungie were working on but didn't officially ship and is still working, I'm not sure, but could be a potentially useful thing to know right there. A couple of other random things right here, but it would appear we have a new memento in the game, and this is the Rhyme Keepsake. And Clarinet Master pointed out that when inspecting shaders for a crafted weapon, this new memento is visible, and it would appear that it's tied to the Dawning. So much like we saw in Festival of the Lost, it looks like the Dawning event will also get a memento of its own. Obviously not a huge thing, but an additional small cosmetic layer for events in the game, and hopefully it's something that we'll see continue. But onto content tied very directly to this season. Firstly, there is a new collectible, and there's a triumph to pick up 2 of these on a weekly basis, and these are Star Cats. So Moraski posted a video right here showing the location. There are 2 of them this week. The first is in the Polyesemy mission, if I'm indeed saying that name correctly, and it's actually in the garden area, so this first sort of outdoor area once you've cleared out all of the enemies. Up towards the area where you pass through the portal on the left hand side, if you drop over the ledge in one of these pools you can find the first collectible, and the second one is in the Blind Well, and it's actually on the outer edge of the room at the top of the stairs by one of the big doors. So those are the 2 locations for this week if you want to get hunting down and collecting all of these Star Cats for Season of the Wish. But now moving swiftly on, yesterday we spoke about the Wishkeeper, which is the new exotic strand bow for the season. It isn't currently available in the game, but we did get a quick look at it inside of the trailer. We also discovered that this will come from a new exotic mission called Starcrossed. But Bungie have actually gone ahead and given us a date for that activity, and it says available December 19th, 2023. The stars will be your guide through the Dreaming City and beyond. Complete your mission and claim a weapon of great power lying hidden within the Black Garden. So a Black Garden exotic mission is coming, which is pretty interesting. And we don't have to wait all that long, just a couple of weeks, 19th of December, and we'll be able to head in there. But of course, as we discussed, the Wishkeeper is a craftable exotic. So there are a handful of refits, the Enduring Snare, Hatchling, Multi-Threaded, and Vorpal Weapon refit, plus there'll be a bunch of intrinsic upgrades, so we're looking at a craftable exotic. And Wishkeeper comes with the perk Snare Weaver, where precision hits and final blows build energy towards a Snare Weaver arrow that can be fired from the hip. and on impact, Snareweaver arrows create a pattern of traps that suspend nearby targets. But then it has Silkbound Slayer, and the weapon deals bonus damage to suspended targets, and we gain faster draw time for a short duration when you suspend a target from any source or damage a suspended target with the weapon. And so I'd say the thing has quite a bit of potential right there, and obviously beyond the initial run of the exotic mission, we'll probably be heading back on a weekly basis completing some additional quests to unlock the catalysts, and more than likely this will be a 4-week process in terms of fully upgrading the weapons, so at least that is something additional to look forward to this season. But otherwise, on Friday, of course we get the Warlord's Ruin dungeon, and the description for this reads, uncover buried histories and lingering grudges within a ruined Dark Age castle. And interestingly, there's the Forsaken logo on there as well, the sort of Scorn one, so maybe Scorn will be a key part of this dungeon. And it turns out you can actually preview the dungeon armor in game in the customization screen, so Destiny Bulletin have shared an image right here that shows all 3 of the classes. And there will indeed be a new exotic weapon from the dungeon. This is where we have a spoiler alert once again, and Bungie Leaks shared a video right here showing off roughly what this weapon looks like. It's a bit of a sketchy video. I'm not sure how anyone's been able to do this, but spoiler alert! The new dungeon exotic is a sidearm. So it appears to be this very rapid firing sidearm. Looks to be an arc weapon as well. It's a rather curious thing in terms of design, almost like a very miniature crossbow or something like that. And so that is the dungeon exotic. No doubt we'll probably get more info about it before the dungeon launches. But as always, I will keep you posted. And for today, guys, that is the news update. So I hope you've enjoyed this one and found it interesting. If you have, a rating below really does help us out on the channel. Definitely get subscribed as well, as I'll keep you posted with more Season of the Wish content. I'm going to spend a couple more days in game before I give too many impressions about the new season, but be sure to share yours down in the comment section. And otherwise, I appreciate you tuning in and hope you guys have an awesome day.
The dreaming city, an awoken stronghold beyond the reach of any outsider. Such was my wish, granted by Riven, the last Ahamkara, who bargained only with me. Until my city was invaded. First by the Taken King, and then the Witch Queen. Riven struck new bargains with them, and with her dying breath she granted a wish that laid a curse upon the dreaming city. But Savathun is shrewd and clever. In secret, she inscribed her true wish on the wall that governs the terms of Riven's pact with me. A wish to pursue the witness. Only Riven can open the way. Riven, whose heart was torn out by guardians. My Techians assembled to conjure her spirit now. We shall make Savathun's final wish, and hear Riven's final price.